You did it. You brought home your first covey of quail. You built them a safe home. You give them fresh food and water every day, and you wait, checking that enclosure for the first sight of those beautiful, speckled eggs. But the basket is empty, day after day, and it starts to feel like a scam. It makes you feel like you failed, like you're doing something fundamentally wrong. You question everything. Is it the feed? The light? Are they sick? The truth is, it's probably one of a few simple things, and it's not your fault. These aren't signs you're a bad keeper. They are part of a learning curve that's been made intentionally steep. You're being told to buy more, do more, and worry more, and you're getting fewer eggs than people did generations ago with half the effort. That's not a farming model. That's a subscription service. But today, we end that cycle. We're going to break down the top 8 mistakes that are sabotaging your egg supply. And more importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix them without buying a bunch of useless supplements or expensive gear. We're going to turn that frustration into a basket full of eggs. The first and most common reason your quail have stopped laying is light. This is the master switch for egg production, and quail are incredibly sensitive to it. Their entire reproductive system is hardwired to day length. Long days signal a time of plenty, perfect conditions to lay. Short days signal that winter is coming, resources are scarce, and it's time to shut down the factory to save energy. Most beginners think if the sun is out, that's enough. But what they need isn't just some light, they need duration. For peak production, quail need 14 to 16 hours of light a day. Once you drop below 12 hours, that factory can shut down completely. This is why you have a great summer, and then as soon as fall hits, the eggs just vanish. It's not you, it's the season. I remember my first autumn with quail. The eggs disappeared overnight. I was convinced they were all sick, but they looked fine. The problem was simple. The days were getting shorter. The fix is simple, and you don't need a giant floodlight. A low-wattage LED bulb is more than enough. I run outdoor-rated LED rope lights. They give a gentle, even light, and they're durable. But the key is consistency. Your new best friend is an automatic timer you can get for a few dollars. Set it to turn on before sunrise and stay on after sunset to guarantee that 14 to 16-hour window. Adding the light in the morning is a gentler way to wake them than a light suddenly clicking off at night. And don't leave it on 24/7. They absolutely need a period of darkness to rest. Get the light right, and you've solved the number one problem. The second biggest mistake is feeding your quail the wrong fuel. A single quail egg is a nutritional powerhouse, and to build one every 24 hours requires a huge amount of protein. If the hen isn't getting it from her feed, her body physically cannot produce an egg. A lot of new owners think a generic, all-flock feed or standard chicken layer pellets will work. This is a critical error. Quail have different needs. They are protein machines. For consistent laying, their feed needs to be in the 20 to 24% protein range. Your standard chicken layer crumble is often around 16% protein. That's not enough. Feeding them low-protein feed is like asking a race car to run on low-grade fuel. It'll run, but it won't be winning any races or laying any eggs. Just as important is calcium. Forming a strong eggshell every day drains a hen's calcium reserves. Without enough, you'll get thin, rubbery shells, or she'll stop laying altogether to protect her own bones. The fix here is to read the label on the bag. Look for a game bird layer or quail layer feed. If you can't find that, a high-protein game bird starter or turkey starter at 24 to 28% protein works perfectly. Then you must provide a separate, free-choice source of calcium. Don't mix it in their feed. Put crushed oyster shell or your own cleaned, crushed eggshells in a separate dish. They are smart enough to take exactly what they need. I made the mistake of buying all flock feed when I started, and my egg numbers fell off a cliff. As soon as I switched to a proper game bird feed and put out the oyster shell, the eggs came back within a week. Don't let a simple shopping mistake be the reason your basket is empty. Here's something you have to understand. Quail are prey animals. In their tiny brains, they are programmed to believe everything is trying to eat them. This means they are incredibly sensitive to stress, and stress is the ultimate egg production killer. When a quail feels unsafe, it goes into survival mode. All non-essential functions, including laying an egg, are put on hold. What's so stressful to a quail? The list is long. A dog barking, a lawnmower, even the shadow of a hawk flying over can shut down production for days. Moving them to a new cage is a huge stressor. It's common for them to stop laying for 2 to 4 weeks just from a change in scenery. Even picking them up too much, if they aren't used to it, feels like a predator attack. One of the biggest stressors is the enclosure itself. An open, barren cage with nowhere to hide leaves them feeling constantly exposed. Another is their flushing behavior. When startled, quail don't run, they explode straight up. If your cage roof is too low, they can scalp themselves, causing injury and stress. This is why experienced keepers use ceilings that are either very low, under 12 inches, or very high, over 6 feet. The solution is to build them a sanctuary. Put their enclosure in a quiet area, away from dogs and traffic. Make sure it's secure, with a solid roof to block aerial threats and hardware cloth, small enough to keep predators out. Inside, give them places to hide. Overturned boxes, a pile of branches. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just give them a sense of security, minimize stress, and you're telling their bodies it's safe to get back to the business of laying eggs. Sometimes the problem isn't a mistake you've made, it's the bird's natural machinery. There are 3 phases you have to understand: being too young, being too old, and the molt. First, age. You might get your quail at 5 weeks old and expect eggs tomorrow. They need to hit sexual maturity first. For most coternics, that's between 6 and 8 weeks old, but some can take up to 10. They look like adults, but the factory isn't online yet. If your birds are in this window and look healthy, the only fix is patience. On the other end is old age. A coternic's quail's peak production is in her first year. After 12 to 18 months, production will naturally slow down. A 2-year-old hen might only lay a few eggs a week. This isn't a failure. It's a natural retirement. If a constant supply of eggs is your goal, you have to plan for flock rotation. Finally, there's the molt. At least once a year, your quail will lose their old feathers and grow a new set. This process demands a massive amount of protein and energy. The body diverts everything from egg laying to feather making. During a molt, even your best hen will stop laying completely. You'll see feathers everywhere and find no eggs. This is a normal, healthy process. It can last from a few weeks to a couple of months. Support them with high-protein feed to help them through it faster, but you can't rush it. It's a natural break their bodies need. Quail are hardy, but their egg production is sensitive to extreme temperatures and drafts. A stable, comfortable environment signals that it's a good time to lay. A sudden cold snap or a blistering heat wave tells their bodies to shut it down and conserve energy for survival. The optimal zone for production is roughly 18 to 28 degrees Celsius. When it gets too cold, they burn calories just to stay warm, calories that could have gone into making an egg. It's not just the cold, but drafts. A constant cold wind is more draining than still cold air. On the other hand, when it gets too hot, they suffer from heat stress and production stops. The solution is to moderate their environment. For cold, the most important thing is blocking drafts. Wrap the cage with a tarp or clear plastic, but leave some ventilation so ammonia doesn't build up. Deep, clean bedding lets them nestle down and keep warm. For heat, shade, and airflow are your best friends. Make sure their enclosure isn't in the brutal afternoon sun. Freeze water bottles for them to lie against. Put a ceramic tile in a shady spot. It will stay cool and give them a place to rest. Buffer them from the extremes, and their bodies won't have to choose between surviving and laying. One of the most common beginner mistakes is overcrowding. You start with a few birds, but the flock grows and that space gets tight. When quail are overcrowded, it triggers constant low-grade stress. There's more competition, more waste, and a higher risk of disease. An unhealthy stressed bird is not a laying bird. The rule of thumb you'll hear is 1 square foot per bird. Consider that the absolute bare minimum they tell you to get by. More is always better. Space allows them to forage, dust bathe, and have personal territory, which reduces stress. Beyond square footage, housing design matters. Quail don't use nesting boxes, they lay on the ground. This can turn egg collection into a daily hunt. A game changer for egg producers is a cage with a slightly slanted floor. The eggs gently roll to a collection tray at the front. This makes collection easy, keeps the eggs clean, and prevents them from being trampled. For a beginner, this type of setup is a direct investment in your egg basket. This is a subtle mistake, but it causes a huge amount of trouble. First, let's bust a myth. You do not need a male for hens to lay eggs. A male is only necessary if you want fertile eggs for hatching. If your only goal is eggs for the kitchen, the ideal number of males is 0. Male quail can be relentless. They will chase and overmate the hens, causing stress, feather loss, and even injuries. This constant harassment will absolutely shut down egg production. An all-female flock will be calmer, happier, and will lay just as well, if not better. Now, if you want to hatch chicks, you need a male. But the key is the ratio. 1 male for every 1 or 2 hens is a recipe for disaster. The widely recommended ratio is 1 male for every 5 to 6 females. This gives you good fertility without stressing the hens to death. I learned this the hard way. My first batch of quail ended up being almost a 1-to-1 ratio. The hens were miserable, with bald patches on their backs, and they stopped laying completely. I was frustrated until an experienced keeper pointed out my problem. I separated the extra males, leaving one with my 5 hens. The change was immediate. The hens relaxed, their feathers grew back, and within a couple of weeks they were all laying again. Getting this ratio right is critical for a peaceful, productive covey. If you have gone through this entire list, your light is right, your feed is right, your birds are stress-free, they have space, and they're the right age, and you are still not getting eggs, it's time to look under the hood. The problem might be a hidden health issue. A sick bird diverts all its energy to fighting illness, and egg production is the first thing to go. The problem is, quail are masters at hiding sickness until it's almost too late. It's a survival instinct. You have to become a keen observer to spot the early signs. What do you look for? Look for changes. Is a bird isolating itself? Is it sitting hunched up with puffed feathers? Check their droppings. Are they a strange color? Pick them up. Does one feel light? Are its eyes bright or dull? Check for parasites around the vent. An egg-bound hen will look distressed and stop eating. The solution is proactive observation. Spend time with your birds every single day. Get to know what normal looks like so you can spot what's not. By catching a health problem early, you have a much better chance of saving the bird and protecting the rest of your flock. When all else fails, a hidden health issue is often the culprit. So there you have it. The 8 mistakes standing between you and a basket full of quail eggs. As you can see, the solution almost always comes back to the fundamentals. Most of the time, the problem is one of the first 3. Not enough light, the wrong feed, or too much stress. If you're feeling overwhelmed, don't be. Every person who keeps quail has faced these same challenges. This isn't about being perfect from day one. It's about learning to observe your birds and understand the machine. Troubleshooting these issues will make you a better keeper. Don't give up. Make one of these changes this week, be patient, and you will be rewarded. That moment you find that first egg or see the basket filling up again makes it all worth it. Here's what I want to know from you. Drop a comment right now and tell me this. What's been the biggest challenge you faced with your quail? I read every single comment and I want to hear your story. If this video opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. We put out content like this every week. Real methods, real numbers, no fluff. This knowledge was never lost. It was just waiting for someone to go looking for it. Now you have it. What you do with it is up to you. I'll see you in the next one.